Welcome to Behind the Firewall. I'm C&N teammate Karsen Kennedy, here to discuss the latest in cybersecurity with C&N's in-house experts. Today's guest is Janette Frey, Client Contact Center team leader at C&N. With 16 years of industry experience, Jen enjoys working with the public and helping customers protect their finances. In today's discussion, Jen and I talk about C&N's security alerts and account alerts, what they are, how they work, and how they can support your financial wellness. Without further ado, it's time to venture behind the firewall. So Jen, thank you for joining us on Behind the Firewall.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
So January is Financial Wellness Month, which is a month where we explore tools and resources that can help our listeners make informed financial decisions with confidence. So today, Jen, I would like to explore how security alerts and account alerts can help keep our listeners' accounts safe and instill some of that financial confidence. So I want to start by asking you, what is a security alert?
That's a great question. So a security alert, basically it protects our customers from cyber criminal attempts. Too often we don't realize that they're even occurring, and we have so many different passwords and user IDs that we try to oversimplify them. And so what happens with the security alerts is if someone does try to log into your online banking or move funds in your account, it will send you a text or an email, or possibly, if you choose, a phone call to let you know that something is trying to occur on your account.
So my next question, Jen, for you is how could I set up sort of customized alerts with C&N?
So that's actually really easy to do once you have successfully logged into your online banking. If you're on an app, there's like a thumb bar at the bottom, and you would just select the menu option and go to settings. If you are using a PC, the settings is on the far right-hand side. But once you get to the settings, then you're just going to go to where it says alerts. And then from there, it actually is kind of going to guide you right down. You can set up account alerts, history alerts, online alerts, plus we have 19 preset security alerts. Especially if you're new at setting up alerts, it definitely, especially with the security alerts that are preset, those are focused mainly for, is someone trying to use your password, your login ID, those types of things. And those are an easy toggle on-off. The account alerts, if you want to know, is your balance below a certain dollar amount, those are great for personally keeping track of your finances, but also if, if someone's moving funds out of your account and your balance goes lower, that's an alert. You're going to be notified right away. Also, for history alerts, a lot of people don't think about someone trying to change your address as a threat. However, if someone were to quote unquote sneak in and change your address, then all of your mail is shifted. So you do want to be alerted if someone is attempting to do that. And under the history alert, you can set that up as well.
Awesome. I know personally I use, history alerts for whenever I do a debit card transaction. And so I know as a user, it can feel sometimes a little redundant to be getting all these alerts. But for that one instance where, you get alerted to a transaction you didn't do, you're going to be really grateful that you had that on and you're able to sort of get to it immediately.
Exactly.
The next question I wanted to ask was, as a client contact expert yourself, are there any sort of best practices or alert settings that you would personally recommend to best protect our listeners from fraud?
Okay, I definitely recommend the account balances alerts. It's definitely going to alert you for any unusual activity, or again, just for financial wellness in general, if you've forgotten that you have, sometimes auto pays are only set up once a year, and it might be larger than what you've expected. So if it comes out and it takes you below what you're expecting your balance to be, that's going to affect you. The second, to me, most important thing would be any attempts to change your login, your password, secure access delivery. Those things are so important. And like you said, sometimes we do get frustrated with those extra text messages we get. However, like, to me, the good outweighs the bad with those because it's so easy to delete it if it's not something we need. And if it is someone trying to get in, we've saved ourselves a bigger headache.
So if I were one of our listeners and I were to receive an account alert, say about a transaction I don't recognize or a change in contact information that I don't recognize, what would you recommend me to do?
First thing I would recommend customers do is log in and make sure everything looks correct in their accounts. Change your password immediately. Then I would also recommend they call in. And the reason I suggest that is because we can also, sometimes when in the moment, it can be very nerve-wracking and you might forget to look at certain things or maybe forget that you should also, we always think to change our password, but maybe we should also change our user ID because they've obviously had that as well. So we can, guide customers in that direction and just make sure, no other information has been compromised.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. I think after our discussion, I definitely have a better understanding of, what account alerts are, how they work, and how they can support our financial wellness and security. So Jen, thank you again for coming on the show and sharing some of your expertise with us.
You're very welcome.
My discussion with Jen reminded me of the importance of keeping your financial accounts safe, especially from account takeovers. Account takeovers occur when a cyber criminal steals a person's information and uses it to gain access to their financial accounts. Account alerts can help you catch these takeover attempts early, giving you the best possible chance to prevent significant damage. So, take some time to explore alerts and what they can do for you in the Settings tab within C&N's mobile app and digital banking platform. Thank you for listening to Behind the Firewall. If you enjoyed this episode, like, follow, and share the podcast with a friend. In the meantime, stay safe and stay tuned for next month's episode.
This podcast is brought to you by C&N, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.